Hello friends, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide. I know I've been out for a couple of weeks because I was on vacation and I have migraines, really bad migraine right now. But anyway, I managed to migrate account. It was kinda tricky, to be honest. When you first log in, you have to add another account and logging in as a Microsoft account, okay? Because I had trouble with that, like big trouble. Anyway, today, as I promised, we have two things to build. One over here and another one over here. And those two things are a lava farm and an auto smelter. It is Mango Designs. The lava farm will be an adaptation of Chapman's design because it was too big, and I mean, I built mine without looking into the video again, so I don't know if it's exactly the same or just very similar, but this is the little pattern that I will need, and this will be where I will stand for. So let's talk materials. For this farm we will need 21 dripstone blocks and 21 pointed dripstone. Then we will need glass to surround it, and 21 buckets with lava, and 21 cauldrons. That is what the iron stands for, because I need to go over there, as you can see it's working, and this is what this 21 means. Also, for the moving thing of the mechanism we need 4 pistons and 8 observers, but for the on-off switch we need a lever, sticky piston. So let's start with the basics and craft all the cauldrons. Anyway, as you can see, the farm has been working pretty nicely. 2 stacks and 19 iron. Okay, so we are going to put 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another 5 over here, and here. And then the last one in this corner. This is very important because this corner is where the on-off switch will go. And I have brought all the iron. And now we put the pistons facing into the direction we want the feed tip to move. So in my case, over here, and then there we go, and there we go. Perfect. Now observers, one observer pointing into the cauldron and the other pointing towards the piston, not hopper. And it is done. Now we need the on-off switch, a piston over there, a block and a lever. With this is more than enough. You see, once we have all the lava around, it will automatically move and we can stand here and collect all the lava buckets. But for now, let's let it off. Temporary block, and now dripstone, following the pattern of the cauldrons, like so. And put all the pointed dripstone. And now it's time for the glass. We go up, temporary block, and glass all around this. Now the farm is almost completed. We only need one bucket that I have over here and fill it with lava. We can go either to the nether or down, because I'm pretty sure I have some lava downstairs in the mining zone. So let's take a look. Let's turn on the subtitles. Oh, did I turn on the lava into obsidian? No, I knew it. Okay, now we go up and we have to put one lava source in every space. But we can do it, or we could wait until this cauldron fills up. In the meantime, because I believe it will not take that much, I will take this opportunity to build the storage. So, a chest, a hopper, and that's enough. But if you want, you can put a double chest. I mean, with only 16 buckets, you can smelt over a chest and a half. Chest and a half of stuff is a lot of stuff. I mean, in a server, maybe it's not that much, but for me it's more than enough. So I'm going to slightly extend this down, just a little bit, and make a little contraption over here to make it AFKable, even if I'm not going to do it. So, give me a second. And also, don't forget this trapdoor. It's not that important, but it is good. Oh! I mean, it's a couple of minutes and it has already been filled. And now we can go and extend this. Now, if you want to make this AFKable, what we need are 3 droppers, 1 hopper and 1 trapdoor. And also, move this to one side, because I forgot about that. And now, what we do is temporary block with a trapdoor on top, looking towards this. We break these blocks, and we put dropper up, dropper up, up, dropper. Sorry, B, pointing into a trapdoor. And now a hopper. And now we need a lot of buckets. And we put them over here. We fill the dropper and we need 1. And now one final touch. We move the lever to one side. So this doesn't stay locked, okay? Because if you don't move the lever, it will stay locked. Anyway, now you can see how the buckets go out. We fill our inventory with whatever block apart from buckets, and we stand right here holding right click, and we should pick up the lava and get another bucket. But as you saw, sometimes buckets can get around and fill everything, so an easy fix could be a couple glass blocks. You could use more trapdoors if you want, but yeah, they might flick open and close with the thing. And why isn't this tree going down? Anyway, right now this doesn't look really good, and I want to make an off switch with a lantern and servers and stuff that I have built in my creator testing world. So let me put the picture in my other monitor and show it to you. Okay, so what I want is an iron door, maybe over here, okay, with a lantern over here. So when I go in, I press the button, the door opens and the machine starts working. And that is what I have designed. For the T flip-flop that will act as the on-off switch of this farm, we need these materials: 2 observers, 2 sticky pistons, 1 redstone block, 1 node block, some building blocks, it doesn't really matter, 3 redstone dust and 1 repeater. So first of all, we need to align the entrance with the farm, if you want to do it like I do. If you don't, you don't need to. And now under the redstone lab we put a node block and an observer pointing into a node block. And over here we dig down, put a sticky piston and a block. This is a unstable circuit. What it means is that the observer will detect 2 things, you see? The powering and the depowering, so this fires twice, but the signal only goes through once for the time that the block is down. When it's up, the signal doesn't go through, but the block goes back to the place it should. So now we put a repeater, a redstone dust on top of that with an observer pointing into it and the sticky piston on top, redstone block, a couple building blocks that it doesn't really matter which one, and 2 redstone dust. So now when the farm is on, you see this observer has been pulled and the farm is working nicely. This lamp stays on, so I know the farm is working even if I'm inside or outside. And now I need another button for out here. Now let me gather all the materials while I wait for this to fill up for the furnace and come back, because as I promised, this is 2 things in one for the week. Lacking content. So the materials we need to build the Ilmango super smelter are all of these. These furnaces can be blast furnaces or smokers if you want to, and with only 4 you have the strength of 8 furnaces, but for the normal one we're going to use 8. Then we need some hoppers for the input of the coal and the output of the things we're going to smelt, 2 hopper minecarts and 1 with a chest, a double chest at least for the output, 6 walls and some rails, 12 power rails and 4 rails are more than enough, and some levers to power them. And also, if you want the thing to look pretty, you need 8 glass, a stone button or any kind of button and a piston, and you'll see why in a moment. Also for the input we need another chest that I forgot. Anyway, let's start with the furnaces. We need to put them over here like so. It doesn't really matter the direction that you're looking at, and we're going to take all of these because these are my building blocks that you will need a few of them. And now we put the double chest over there. We take in the hoppers, go one block down and point everything into the chest. And the ones in the outside to the hoppers in the middle. And now that we have this, we can put the fuel intake. So hoppers pointing into all of the furnaces like so. Sorry for that one. 4 building blocks over here. And this needs to extend a couple blocks from both sides. And over here we need temporary block and a block, and a block. And we can do the same in the back, but we're not going to see it, so it doesn't really matter. Now we go and take all the rails and the power thingies, and we put one power rail there, one over here, and this is where the minecart hopper will go. So we can put no minecart hopper, minecart with the chest, we can put it over here, and when we press the lever it will go around, and when it gets here we want it to go back, so we put this and power it. So now rail, 4 power rails on top, 1 rail, 2 power rails, and 4 power rails again, and a rail over here. And now this is why we need more levers, so we can put a block on top and powering all of the rails. You can do this with redstone blocks too, on other way you want to, but I found this the easiest, so go and power it. Now we wrap the rest of the things and we go up. We put the 8 hoppers pointing into the top of the furnaces because this is the input, and we place the 6 walls over here like so. This is very important to make it like this because what we're going to do is to place both of our minecart hoppers on top like this. Now we're going to break the rails and take them out of the furnaces and push them. You can see with F3B that the hitbox will go over all of the hoppers, or at least they have to, so you have to be carefully, okay, like that. It will be aligned with the walls. Now we can put a temporary block there, and this will be the input, and we can check that if we put something inside, maybe all the iron, it will evenly distribute in all of the furnaces. You see? Now it is very important that these walls I'm pointing out in that direction. Oops. Because if you want to access the chest from over here and you want the minecart hoppers to collect everything, you need the hoppers to be slightly onto this direction. You know, if we break this, that we're going to do anyway, you see how this is slightly touching this hopper. If this hopper was slightly touching this and you wanted the items from this chest to get sucked by the hoppers, it wouldn't work. And now we need to do this. As I want to watch these hoppers still, I'm going to build a little platform on top like so, and I'm going to take this with me. I will get it in a minute, and break all of the walls carefully and place all of the glass. And now this is the tricky part. We need to go up 1 block and put the piston pointing down, and now zero tick the glass. Now this minecart, well, it's not locked right now because we can access it, but it will be in the future. So let's repeat the process and come back in a minute. Oh, and by the way, this way is from under, click and grab. Now the super smelter is completed. Now we'll need to put the fuel in here Ooh. That in the future will be lava. And press this lever. Now the minecart will go around, and as you can see, it should go in the slot of fuel, but glass can't. But it's evenly distributed in all hoppers. Also, there's another setup you can use for the fuel if you wanted to. Instead of a minecart with a chest, it could be a minecart hopper. And if you were to put all your fuel in here, it would go really quickly inside of this minecart hopper. But as I want to use lava buckets, it's not really worth it because a hopper has only 5 slots and it will have to go around a couple times before filling everything with lava. So that's why I'm using the chest. Anyway, frogs, this has been everything for today's episode. We have 2 farms in one day. Well, not farm, but 1 farm and 1 contraption in one day. And the next day it's building time. So I hope to have replay mode or something and then do other stuff around the base. But yeah, I'm really happy with this how this turned out. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. This machine works perfectly. Everything is ready. The only thing I need is a button inside. Anyway, hope you liked it. Leave a like, subscribe and all the stuff. See you in the next one. See ya!